They all fly the blue flag. They all hold summits in Brussels with long speeches and longer lunches. And they all share the same problems: aging populations, fewer workers, more migrants, fewer houses, more crime clips, fewer police cars. They once dreamed of catching up with America. They even created the euro to rival the dollar. But the dollar lifts markets. The euro lifts agendas. Factories leave. Energy bills explode. Birth rates collapse. They said, open borders show our values and fix the birth rate problem. Now, the borders are open, and so are the emergency rooms. On YouTube, city walkthroughs look like Welcome to Globalization, Street Edition. When the Welcome Center turns into the Welfare Center, elections get spicy. Police understaffed, courts overworked, thieves live-stream shoplifting like it's a vlog. Some cities debate if chasing criminals is too confrontational. Europe invented the police siren. Now it's just background music. Then came 2022. Russia marched into Ukraine. Its neighbor, its breadbasket, its former colony. Europe gasps, holds summits, finds no plan. Sanctions announced loudly. But Russian oil still flowed. Europe quietly bought gas through the back door. Then came the weapons, debated for months, delivered late. Money flows only after 10 meetings and 5 conditions. Kiev bled. Brussels talked. Washington paid most of the bill. Europe said it stood with Ukraine. But the truth? It might have the heart, but it doesn't have the muscle. So, let's see who actually has muscle, and who just has meetings. First up, Germany. Germany once called itself the economic engine of Europe. Now it coughs on overpriced LNG and climate paperwork. Mercedes and BMW lose ground to Tesla, and BYD, chemicals lose to electricity bills. It used to build tanks. Today, it can't build enough heat pumps for winter. So, what can Germany offer Ukraine? Old Leopards, and maybe old Mercedes to tow them. France? Macron. Strategic autonomy. Paris. Another riot. Farmers, students, pensioners, everyone on strike except baguettes. France loves grand debates, then debates the debate. Paris hosts summits about Europe's future, while the streets hold summits about tonight. France could teach Russia democracy if it could stop burning Paris every weekend and filing the permit to burn it again next week. France's contribution to Ukraine? Maybe send Macron to debate freedom in Moscow. Italy? Tourist. These ruins look run down. Can someone renovate? Guide. No need. They're a piece of history. Italy runs on UNESCO sites, espresso, and paperwork. Potholes get VIP status. Projects need 3 signatures and a saint's blessing. Florence has art museums, Venice has gondolas, Naples has pizza, and every city has a guy checking your bag before you do. Even Rome's police once joked, the city's biggest industry isn't tourism, it's tourists getting robbed. These days, Italy itself is a piece of history. Beautiful, nostalgic, slightly collapsing, and careful. The thieves call it a heritage tax. For Italy to support Ukraine, they would be happy to send thoughts, prayers, and maybe a pizza voucher. Spain, Greece, Portugal. Great sun, great food, great deficits. They don't fight wars. They fight for bigger rescue packages. Economies lean on tourism, and now Airbnbs are everywhere. Apartments for locals? Disappearing. Youth unemployment turns PhDs into bartenders. Greece did the austerity marathon. 3 bailouts, 0 medals. It still runs on myths: Zeus, the drachma, and tomorrow's growth. Spain builds world-class stadiums and ghost airports. Football is rich. Pensions, not so much. Portugal sold golden visas like pastel de nata. Now Lisbon rents feel Champions League while wages stay second division. The EU sends funds. The paperwork sends migraines. Their battlefield is Brussels. Their weapon is death. Strategy? Smile, serve seafood, and hope the next summer bails out the last winter. Their version of helping Ukraine? Only if Kiev accepts the bailout package. Sun, sangria, and a hotel discount code. Redeemable off-season. Poland and the Baltics shout, "Russia is coming!" And this time, they're right. Their history is partitions, invasions, and Soviet tanks. So they don't wait for dialogue, they buy missiles. US troops on the ground, NATO drills every month, and Polish shopping lists full of tanks and jets. But their factories still run on German parts, and their budgets still run on EU subsidies. They shout the loudest about freedom, powered by American missiles and Brussels money. Their version of helping Ukraine? Send what they have, borrow what they don't, and send an invoice to Brussels. The UK left the EU to take back control, then spent years arguing with itself. Royal weddings big, Royal Navy smaller. Hospitals full, trains late, taxes high, housing like monopoly gone wrong. They've got world-class universities, Oxford, Cambridge, Imperial. But labs chase grants, lecturers strike, and foreign students keep the lights on while top grads fly to the US for real salaries. Used to command colonies, now can't even process passports on time. London live streams look like a third world city with better accents. Britain's way of backing Ukraine? Some trainers, a few missiles, and a mountain of Churchill quotes. Ukraine didn't start this war. It woke up one February morning in 2022 to Russian tanks crossing the border. Because Putin decided 3 days to Kiev sounded fun on paper. So yes, Ukraine is the victim, but it's also not the perfect victim. For years it lived in the shadow of Russia, full of oligarchs, shady deals, and politicians who kept one hand on Western aid and the other on offshore bank accounts. When the war began, Ukraine begged for help. The West sent money, tanks, and promises, but always late, always debated, always with more footnotes than bullets. But the longer the war drags on, the more fraud creeps back in. Some Western weapons disappear, some aid turns into luxury cars in Kiev. Even NATO grumbles, are we defending democracy or someone's cousin's construction business? And yet, Ukraine still holds. Against the Russian army, against its own broken politics, against the slow drip of Western support, the victim? Yes. The hero? Sometimes. But also a country learning the hard way that in Europe, help always comes late, conditional, and maybe missing a few invoices. And here comes the worst for Europe. Biden is gone. Trump is in. Brussels tries a moral lecture. Trump hands them a price list. They can't argue with a calculator, so the G7 unveils a brilliant idea. No one dares take credit. Use Russia's frozen assets. Skim the interest, tap the vaults, fund the war. Moscow pays the bill. The G7 writes the footnotes. Europe breathes a sigh of relief. Now it can keep talking big about democracy, keep standing with Ukraine, and most importantly, avoid paying new taxes. A happy ending for Brussels. The speeches continue, the flags wave, and the bill goes to Russia's account. Thank you for watching Pastcast, where the past echoes through today. If you enjoyed the satire, scrolls, and scandals, like, subscribe, and ring the bell before the next empire falls.